Hi guys, good afternoon. This is Dan. Welcome to my channel, Engelgeist. What's going on? For those of you that are new, welcome back. Welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. I want to say thank you to all my Patreon subscribers. My newest Patreon subscribers, Miss Christina Avalos at the $3.33 Sphere of the Guardian Angel. Thank you so very much. She receives the daily forecast a day early because of that. If you want to support me and check that out, please go to patreon.com. You can choose a subscription level and you can get the daily forecast a day early so you can better prepare for the energy at hand. You also get at higher level subscriptions different things like you can vote on decks and things that we use throughout the month. I actually have to put out this month's deck poll, I forgot. Please follow me on Instagram at Engelgeist333, and you can also like and share this video, comment on it. If it makes sense to you, leave me a comment or a question if something doesn't make sense. Also, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. I do live events like the How I Can Help You Hour, Corona Call-In, and the charm nights and things like that. So you'll get notified if you do. And you can also like both platforms, either Facebook or YouTube, so that you get notified depending on which one you're on. The other thing you can do is you can message me at my at my Facebook business page, and that will give you the ability to talk to me directly and ask anything. You can book a private reading with me. Those are done over Facebook video and usually take about an hour. They're very easily paid through PayPal, and that's available to you. So please send me any information if you'd be interested in that. This is a broad spectrum reading for a multitude of people for the 22nd of April, Wednesday. This is not necessarily set just solely for that day. This is the message of the highest good for the greater collective. So this could resonate with people at other dates other than the 22nd. So if this shows up in your feed and it's not April 22nd, don't worry. That doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't pertain to you. Give it a watch and see. Okay, so let's see what's going on. We've had a lot of chakra cards this week and last week, really. So it's interesting to see what's going to come out this week. It feels rather transformative. It feels like the cards, if I'm going to be 100% honest, it feels like the cards are really requesting us to do the work and to rise up into our higher selves. So this card is New Beginnings. This is like the Fool card, right? It's essentially the first card of the major arcana in this deck. If you're interested in this deck or any of the decks that I use, you can always use the video description box. Pull down and purchase the deck via Amazon, and I get a small percentage of the sale. But this deck is always about the beginning of a new journey. And when I look at this card in sort of the situation that we're in right now, she's coming out of a doorway and she's stepping onto a brand new planet. She's stepping onto a planet that we've realized now that we have a larger impact upon than we really think. I think that we have a larger energetic impact. Our fear, our worry, our joy, our enthusiasm, all of those things can affect the totality of this planet and the health of it. We're seeing that in this pandemic that we're dealing with now. I think this pandemic is not only something that's bringing us sort of more aware and into the present moment, but it's also bringing us to this awareness of what we focus on is kind of what we get. If we've been living in misery, fear, sadness, scared, all of that, then boom, we're dealing with pandemics that we can't control, and now we're being faced to sit with ourselves and look at the things that are going on within us. Now, yesterday's card of the heart chakra, the crown chakra, that firm foundation card, all of those things, if we were doing that work yesterday and focusing on those chakras and really working from that place of building that firm foundation, building that sort of small oasis amidst an arid wasteland, which was another one of the cards that we had yesterday, then we should be ready to take this journey forward, right? Now, with the New Beginnings card, to me, the traditional meaning of the Fool is always this idea of being open-minded enough and brave enough to make this first steps, no matter what the outcome may be, right? That's the part of the Fool that it's like we may not see the total path, we may not see the total goal, we may not see exactly how things are going to turn out, but we have to remain open-minded, optimistic, and faith-filled enough that we're able to sort of step forward into this new relationship to the planet. What I love about this is that she is so much like in such a different sort of size spectrum to the planet. Her power, or our power, I should say, as we walk through this door of what used to be into what is now, is a new journey and a new relationship, not only to ourselves and our own responsibility, but to the planet and our responsibility to the planet and those that dwell there, right? We're sort of beginning to choose how we tread through the world, what we focus on, are we benefiting ourselves, or are we scaring ourselves? Are we an asset to this planet, or are we a detriment? These are things we want to be reflecting upon now and changing and beginning to start to take that journey so that we can, like, the Fool's journey is always about learning more about ourselves than we ever thought possible. So right now we are in this phase of stepping out. This could be literally, there's a door behind her. This could be the opening of the lifting of social isolation right now. Some states are actually discussing that. Some states are actually talking about going back to work. So for some of you that may be watching, there might be some of that. And there is a little bit of fear in the Fool card, right? Because we don't know what the outcomes will be, but we have to have faith that we'll know the right answers as we move through and as we learn what it is we need to know from the experience, right? The Fool is always teachable, right? The new beginnings are always teachable. But we also have to keep in mind that we have a lot of power. We have a lot of strength in our hearts, in our minds, in our crown chakras. That's why we're seeing all of these chakras this week. It's like, what are we communicating? What are we focusing on? What do we know to be true? These are the things that, like, I feel the cards are asking you guys to look at. What is your relationship to yourself? And then beyond that, what is your relationship to the planet? How do you want to relate to your fellow man, to where you exist in the planet? How do you take care of yourself in a planet that exists in the way that it is now? This is the new beginning, guys. We get to make those choices, and we get to also live from this understanding and awareness that we make a much bigger impact than we ever thought before. I think a lot of us were asleep. Now, the next card is Cellular Collapse. Cellular Collapse is an interesting card for me. This is, when you think about Cellular Collapse, I feel like this sort of feels like the world is changing at a cellular level. We can look at the pandemic as a cellular collapse, right? We can look at sort of the sickness of the pandemic and what it's inducing within us. But when I think of cellular collapse, I also think that sometimes we need to have, similar to like the card, the Tower or the Death card, sometimes things need to come to an end so that they can reform and come back as something more suited, more healthy, more beautiful. Some of you, this might be a very simple vibrational warning that you're in pain, or your thoughts, what you're doing to yourself, the foolishness that you might be experiencing, or the awareness that you're turning a blind eye to. If you're not acknowledging your presence on this earth and the impact that it has, you could be creating this sort of cellular collapse for yourself, where you could be causing yourself a little bit of harm. But what I feel like with most of this, or the majority of you, what I feel like this cellular collapse is this is about change. This is about allowing things to become different, allowing ourselves to let go of the things that no longer work for us, that aren't healthy for us, behaviors, patterns, ways of being in the world that weren't helping ourselves or the world. So we need to allow those cells or those beliefs, those ideas, those energies to collapse. We need to pull them back. Those fears, those worries, those just those negativities that we don't even realize that they're negative, because we think we're doing it from a place of trying to keep ourselves safe. And really, we are safe in the present moment. I'm going to just read you Cellular Collapse because I want you guys to understand what the book has to say. You have been at war with your body for too long. The hostility has been too much. Now is the time for every cell to heal and be well again on all levels. Accept the changes in your vibration and let go of what is making you sick in your life. You are worthy and wanting this transformation to happen, so accept it and invite it in now. So again, this is about transformation. This is about collapsing what's not working and allowing something new to regrow in it, similar to this new beginnings or this fool's journey. It's the beginning of a new relationship to ourselves, to our bodies, to our cells, to where we fit in the world, to how we operate in the world, to what we worry about or focus on in the world. This is a very important time. Stay in those chakras that we looked at. One was the sacral. One was the throat from Sunday's broadcast. These are the underpinning energies and chakras that are asking for our attention right now. Our emotional center, our communication center. Our yesterday was our heart chakra, and our crown chakra keeps showing up. This is our knowing. We need to be up in our higher levels of higher self-knowing and allowing these sort of older ways that are no longer working for us, that are fear-based, that are damaging, to collapse and end, so that something new can be reborn, something more healthy, something more in tune and connected, and we can begin our journey. All right, let's look at the grounding stone. The grounding stone is a stone that we want to sort of focus on and ground in for the day. That gives us an awareness of what we want to look at. And this is vision. And this is on obsidian, which is a stone that wards off negativity. It's also a very grounding stone. So when I'm talking about vision here with this new beginnings and with this cellular collapse, if we start to let go of our fears, if we start to let go of our worries, if we start to let go of the things that have held us back, that no longer serve us, and we start to begin to step forward, even if we don't know the full answer of how to step forward, but we begin to rearrange our relationship with the planet and the earth, what sort of vision can we create from that? What sort of belief can we create from that? What sort of beauty can we create from that? And remember, obsidian wards off negativity. So this vision should not be based in any fear. This vision should not be based in any negativity. This vision should be whole, firm, beautiful, almost foolish in its positivity, if you want to call it that. And allow those cells to regenerate themselves and to build that vision for you, okay? That's how I see today's forecast. Remember that first grounding stone for the week was clarity. We're trying to find that clarity of what it is we want. Today is the day that we get to use our vision and our ability to ground in the belief of that vision. No matter how big and positive and wonderful that it is, we have to believe it, guys. This is a new beginning, and we have to sort of think about the idea that to create something new, something needs to be destroyed. So that's okay. Allow the old to go away and usher in the new. Even if we don't know what the new looks like, don't be fearful of it. Know that we can handle it, that we can be guided, that we're not alone, that our guides, our angels, our own spirits will carry us through this. All right, you guys, that is your forecast for the day. I hope it makes sense. If you have any questions, leave me questions or comments. Please give the video a like, a share, a comment, a subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Also go to Patreon and subscribe there. Thank you. Bye.